If you're a childcare operator, manager, or owner, this video can be very beneficial to you. We've started a home daycare center with 6 children, and over time, we've developed that business into a $1 million per year business operation. Now, if you wanted to achieve similar results, it doesn't have to be $1 million, but if you want to build a sustainable business, if you want to avoid the burnout, if you want to attract good people to you, meaning customers and teachers, there are 5 things that you need to have to build a successful childcare business. One is product. Is your product standing out in the local competition? Is it something attractive to your target parents? Are they excited to come visit you and learn more about the program and maybe even sign up for that service? Or you just threw up some images and logos and you hope for the best and you think, okay, I'm just going to work harder and everything is going to fall into place. Well, that's not the case. The question in the industry is always, so what's more important? Is it better product or better marketing? And what you see in reality is sometimes worse products do very well with great marketing because of the exposure, versus good products. If nobody knows about them, then they don't go well. And 80% of businesses don't last over 5 years, and most of them fail. And the typical reason is not enough customers. There's not enough people who want to buy what you have. You may have a good product, you may be a good person, you may have great teachers, but unless enough people see your product or service and they come to your center and sign up, it's not a business, or at least it's not a sustainable business. 2, your marketing. Marketing is communication that get customers to come in. And the key here is, do you have a repeatable process of getting customers on demand? In my experience, most childcare owners have enrollment stagnation, as they call it. It's up and down, it's feast and famine. They hope for the best. Maybe they have some flyers going on. Maybe it's a website. Maybe they have some referrals, but referrals are not sustainable. If you need to get 20 more customers tomorrow, can you ask your parents to send them your way? Probably not. It's not sustainable. But if you know there's enough customers in the area, in other words, if there are other daycares that are full or semi-full, meaning the problem is not the customers. The problem is they're not seeing you, or the message that you're putting out is not attracting them. 3, people. People applies to both the customers. Are you attracting the right type of customer who can afford your service and who are a pleasure to do business with? Or do you have the right teachers, or is it just somebody who happened to be available and you hire them? Or maybe you just hire the people that you like. But in fact, in business, you have to be hiring the people who are right for the job. Repeatable task completers. We call them A players. 4, systems. Is everything in your business dependent on you? Meaning from the moment your customer starts engaging with your brand, maybe they saw your advertising, a flyer or website, from the first touch point, is everything dependent on you? They have to call you and you have to pick up. They have to book a tour through you and you have to find the time to accommodate them between running around classes or doing errands. Or do you have a repeatable way to delight your customers where they can come into a website, book a tour themselves, get a download package sent to them immediately with some testimonials and some delightful stories, and now they're excited to come to the tour. They actually show up, and on the tour there's a repeatable process to convert them and close that deal, versus just hoping they sign up or other things fall into place. If you're relying on the manual hard labor, pushing it through and just grinding it out, you can do that for a few years, but then 3-5 years in, you'll realize, okay, I'm really tired, I'm burning out. My teachers are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. My customers, there just isn't enough of them, or maybe there isn't enough income, so you're just getting deeper into debt and you're becoming more frustrated. And it's this back and forth situation where you love what you do, but you start hating it now because it's creating more financial distress, and you have a toxic work environment maybe, and you just don't know what to do, and you want to just drop everything and leave. You want to tap out. And if everything is reliant on you, yes, there's time for you to do it. There's emergencies, there's exceptions, and sometimes you do have to pick up a phone call coming in at 7 p.m. so you can get that customer or solve that problem. But if 100% of the process is dependent on you, it's just a recipe for a burnout. And most importantly, you're not building a sustainable business machine. And a good test of that is, are you able to leave for a week, for a month, and still have a sustainable business? If the answer is no, then it's not a business. Because if you were to sell this business or somebody or a buyer would come in, they want to make sure that the business continues to deliver the income and the operations are running, meaning you need to create the systems to allow that to happen. Those things get to economies of scale. So you save an hour here, you save 2 hours here, 3 hours there, and a year later, all of a sudden, you see that you don't have to do most of the stuff you used to do last year, and your business is running. And most importantly, number 5 is you. Are you consistently innovating and learning new ways of delighting customers, of improving your business, of generating more income, profit, and creating a machine you could sell, or that's just a reliable business? If the answer is no, then again, that this is a recipe for a decline. Generally, all people want good health and to be fit, have good relationships, and have financial independence. But those things don't happen by accident. There has to be a plan for this to happen. And the biggest key here is your mindset. There was an interesting study done in college where they saw that students have anxiety, they have tension in different situations, and they wanted to see, for example, the students before having a sports game, they would get excited, but before going into a test, they would get anxious. But the scientists were tracking the physical reactions, and the body was basically doing the same thing. Let's say your temperature rises, your blood pressure comes up a little bit, you have more attention, you're more focused, your brain treats it as a serious opportunity, but in a game, it is labeled as excitement, and in a test, it is labeled as anxiety, where in fact, it's two same reactions. So what the scientists did is they actually explained to students going into a test, they had a little piece of paper saying that having anxiety or having these bodily reactions is actually good for you. Your mind is going into a state of focus and more attention, and your performance will most likely improve. And guess what? Those students that read that paper did 9% better than the students that didn't. Just with one little sentence, the performance improved almost 10%. Why? Mindset. They learn to process the same thing differently. So if you're a business operator, the same comes for you. So if everything's dependent on you, if you're the bottleneck, then you are going to be stopping the growth, the expansion of the business, or causing its decline. And if you're tired of this yo-yo effect, if you're tired, you feel like you're burning out, you feel like you're not gaining any momentum, it's not your fault. I don't blame you. It took us years to figure out what actually needs to happen. And now I wanted to share those things with you. And if you wanted to build a successful business, you wanted to have more income, more profit, avoid the burnout, if you want to attract good people to come to you, I invite you to come join our webinar training. The link for registration below, and I'll see you there.